Good evening, and welcome to the Hollywood Babylonians. Hello, friends. This is your happy Hollywood history host, Mr. Ben Burke, here with our very first Hollywood Babylonians Game Night. The game where Hollywood history is the name and trivia is the game. Tonight on the Hollywood Babylonians Game Night, I have with me our four fabulous contestants. First up, answering questions from Billy Wilder's and Charles Brackett's 1950 film noir, Sunset Boulevard, we have that smoldering brunette all the way from Dallas, Texas, Miss Mallory Harwell. Tell us a bit about yourself, Mallory.
I was going to be all suave, and then you went there. Okay. Hi, I'm Mallory. Hello. I love classic films and theater. Always into the drama, into anything dramatic and beautiful. Was a scenic artist for a number of years and acted for a while with several people in our group. Excited to play and see how much I can still remember of the show or the movie we just watched a little while ago.
Thank you, Mallory, thank you. And second, answering questions from George Cukor's 1940 romantic comedy, The Philadelphia Story, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, that ginger spitfire, Miss Jamie Lee. Tell us a bit about yourself, Jamie.
I am a ginger spitfire, apparently, and I will gladly take that title. I'm here in Atlanta. I'm an actress here, and I'm actually really excited because a trailer for a film project I've been working on just dropped today. It's about Lake Lanier. It's going to be spooky, so look it up if you want.
Good to hear from you, Jamie. Third, answering questions from Robert Wise's 1965 mega musical, The Sound of Music, all the way from New York City, New York. We have that darling of the TikTok, Miss Rachel Lind. Tell us a bit about yourself, Rachel.
Darling of the TikTok. We'll figure that out. Yes, my name is Rachel. I'm currently based out of New York City. I am an actor and a writer. I love old movies and musicals. Thrilled to be answering questions about Sound of Music because Julie Andrews is my dame of dames. So, excited to be here. Excited to answer some questions. Let's see how much I remember.
Bully for you, Rachel. And last but definitely not least, answering questions from William Keighley's and Michael Curtiz's 1938 swashbuckling classic, The Adventures of Robin Hood, we have that dashing Georgia peach of the Atlanta stage, Mr. Garrett McPherson. Tell us a bit about yourself, Garrett.
Hey. I will not contest the adjectives you just used for me. My name's Garrett. I am an actor in Atlanta. And I also build some sets for some theaters around town and have something coming out on a TV show later this summer. I don't know if I can say anything. It's not crazy big, but it's exciting. So, it'll be on. I'll post about it on my Instagram when it comes out, but it's exciting. So, cool.
Glad you're doing well, Garrett. And now for the Hollywood Babylonians Game Night rules. The Hollywood Babylonians Game Night will consist of 4 rounds in which each of our 4 contestants can gain points for answering each of their questions correctly. The contestant to receive the most points at the end of the game will receive $25 in prize money. And now, Mallory, Jamie, Rachel, and Garrett, are you ready to begin the very first Hollywood Babylonians Game Night?
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, sure are.
Sure. Boy, how.
Then here we go with round 1. For round 1 of the Hollywood Babylonians Game Night, our 4 lovely contestants will be asked 7 questions each. Each question for this round is worth 1 point. If the contestant cannot answer within the 30-second time limit, the question can be stolen by another contestant raising their hand. If they should answer the stolen questions correctly, they will receive a total of 2 points for that 1 question. And first up for questioning is Miss Mallory Harwell. Mallory, who plays Norma Desmond in the film Sunset Boulevard?
That would be Gloria Swanson. I don't know why I'm getting closer, like this is a migraine here. I'm sorry.
That is correct, Mallory. And Mallory, you get 1 point for round one. Up next is Miss Jamie Lee. Jamie, who designed the costumes for the Philadelphia Story?
Adrian.
Good job, Jamie. Jamie gets 1 point for round one. And next up, we have Rachel Lind. Rachel, who is one of Julie Andrews' best friends?
Carol Burnett.
There we go. Rachel Lind getting 1 point for round one. And now, Garrett McPherson. Garrett, what roles did Errol Flynn play in The Adventures of Robin Hood?
He was Robin Hood.
That is fantastic. Garrett gets 1 point for round one, and back to Mallory. And Mallory, what silent film star had their own pet leopard?
Oh, I don't know if I know that one.
You have 20 seconds on the clock.
No pressure. I think I have to pass it up because I don't know if I remember.
Does anybody know the answer? Yes, Garrett.
It's literally just a guess, but Buster Keaton.
The answer is Pola Negri, but good try.
Oh, darn it.
Jamie Lee, are you ready for the next question?
I don't know.
Jamie, who told Katharine Hepburn to buy the film rights to the Philadelphia Story after it was a success on Broadway?
Oh my gosh. Was it Howard Hughes?
Yes, Jamie, coming in hot with another point for round one. And up next, we have Rachel Lind. Rachel, when Julie Andrews signed her contract with 20th Century Fox to play Maria in The Sound of Music, what other film did she also sign on for with that same two-picture contract?
Oh, I looked this one up. It's Star.
Yes, Rachel, another point for Miss Rachel Lind, ladies and gentlemen. And up next we have Garrett McPherson. Garrett, in 1935, when a film adaptation of The Adventures of Robin Hood was announced at Warner Brothers, who was originally supposed to play Robin Hood?
James Cagney?
Yes, Garrett, one more point. And now, back to Mallory. Mallory, in an effort to keep the content of Sunset Boulevard a secret from the Hollywood community as well as the production code office, what did Billy Wilder originally title Sunset Boulevard?
It was a can of beans.
That is correct, Mallory. One more point. Now, Jamie, who did Katharine Hepburn originally want to play the two leads in the film adaptation of the Philadelphia Story?
Oh, well, Spencer Tracy was one, and then, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on his name. He was in It Happened One Night. Right? Am I right, Ben? Can you give me a hint?
Yes.
Is that true?
Frankly,
Oh my
Jamie
gosh.
doesn't give a damn.
I know. Why can't I think of his name? Someone steal
Jamie,
it from
can
me
you-
because you all know who it is. I just am blanking.
Garrett, who was the other man?
Clark Gable.
Yes. Jamie, your point goes to Mr. Garrett McPherson.
No.
And Jamie gets 1 point for Spencer Tracy. Rachel, what Broadway director suggested The Sound of Music would make an excellent Broadway vehicle for Mary Martin?
Oh, Broadway director?
What Broadway director?
Oh my gosh, what's his name? Ah! Oh man, it's like right there. George Abbott?
Almost. Would somebody like to steal it? No. The answer is Vincent Donahue. Good try, Rachel. Garrett, at the time that Warner Brothers was showing interest in making a film adaptation of Robin Hood, MGM was also interested in making a musical film adaptation to showcase what two singing stars?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna guess Judy Garland. And I don't know on the second. I can't think of a second guess.
Judy Garland was only 12 years old at that point. Would somebody like to steal the question from Garrett?
I'll guess. Oh my gosh, I'm probably gonna be super wrong because it's Robin Hood's earlier. Is it? No, it's not Katherine Grayson and Howard Keel, is it? That's too old.
The answer is Jeanette MacDonald and Nelson Eddy.
Of course.
Mallory, what famous Hollywood film star turned down the role of Joe Gillis because he said he could not believably make love to an older woman?
Oh, that was Montgomery Clift, which was kind of a lie. It was a whole thing with Libby Holman. It was a whole big deal.
Mallory gets 1 point. Awesome job, Mallory. And up next we have Jamie, who was the head of MGM Studios that bought Katharine Hepburn's film rights to The Philadelphia Story.
Louis B. Mayer?
That is correct. 1 more point for Miss Jamie Lee. Rachel, what did the first wife of Captain Von Trapp die of?
Oh my gosh. Fever. The Scarlet Fever.
Yes, Rachel, that is 1 more point for Miss Rachel Lind. And Garrett, what Hollywood film starlet who starred in The Adventures of Robin Hood was discovered while playing in Max Reinhardt's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream at the Hollywood Bowl in 1935?
Olivia de Havilland.
And that is 1 more point for Mr. Garrett McPherson, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we have Miss Mallory Harwell. Mallory, what 2 men were known as the happiest couple in Hollywood?
Oh, it's the writers. It's Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett. Yeah.
Amazing job, Mallory. That is 1 more point. And Jamie, who directed Katharine Hepburn's first film at RKO?
Oh, no. I don't know this one.
Would someone like to answer for Jamie? The answer is George Cukor.
No! I almost guessed that. Oh my gosh.
No points for Miss Jamie Lee. Rachel, what Hollywood screenwriter said this musical would make a great movie after seeing The Sound of Music on Broadway?
Oh gosh. I can't remember. I have to pass.
Would someone like to steal this question from Rachel? The answer is Ernest Lehman. No points for Rachel, but we'll try with Garrett. Garrett, what country did Errol Flynn originate from?
Australia. I know that one.
Can you give me the specific island?
Tasmania?
That is 1 more point for Garrett McPherson. And Mallory, on what 1928 film had director and actor Erich von Stroheim and Gloria Swanson first worked together?
Oh, darn it. I just remember reading that, and I don't remember the name. Because I was like, oh, that's interesting, and I just went over my head again. Oh, gosh. I may have to pass. Yeah, I think I have to pass. I don't remember.
Would someone like to take that question from Mallory? The answer is Queen Kelly. And Jamie, what Philadelphia mainline socialite was the role of Tracy Lord based on?
Helen Hope Montgomery Scott.
1 more point for Jamie. Good job.
Woo.
Rachel, how did the real Von Trapp family lose all of their money?
Did they lose it in the Depression?
Sort of.
In the stock of the Depression?
Are you ready? Does anybody want to take this from... Okay. The Austrian bank collapse of 1935.
Oh,
Yes.
So close.
Not far.
Very close, Rachel. Good job.
Half.
Thank you. And Garrett, what was the name of the 6'2", 200-pound Alabama native who trained all principals in the Adventures of Robin Hood in archery?
Oh, crap. He's from Alabama, and his name's not Bubba, but Bubba something's going to be my guess. I don't...
Very offensive to all those living in Alabama. Would somebody like to take this from Garrett? The answer is not Harold Hill from The Music Man, but Howard Hill.
Garrett.
No points for Garrett.
I mean, I don't know.
That's the
There's
answer.
people named. He's from Alabama, you know. He's a.
No points for Garrett, but we'll try again next time. Mallory, who called both Norma Desmond and Gloria Swanson young fellow?
Oh, this is a whole thing because he'd worked with her and they kept it in the film. Was it Cecil DeMille? It was either Cecil DeMille or Eric von Stroheim. I think it's Cecil DeMille.
Yes.
Okay.
Cecil B. DeMille is the correct answer. That is 1 more point. Good job, Mallory. And next, Jamie. If Katharine Hepburn had not bought out her contract at RKO, what would have been her next film according to her production schedule?
Was it Mother Carey's Chickens? Right?
Yes, Jamie, good job. 1 more point for Jamie Lee. And Rachel, who was the German concert singer who persuaded the real Von Trapps to take part in the song competition at the 1936 Salzburg Festival?
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're going to stop, and I'm going to apologize to Rachel. It's going to get a lot easier. I'm sorry. I just had to get through
okay.
the original Von Trapp family
No, it's
history.
okay. It's okay. I think because the Max guy's based on it. Oh, Max Reinhardt?
Almost. That's good. Would somebody like to take this from Rachel?
You should give her a hint, Ben.
Okay. She had the same last name as the screenwriter of Sound of Music.
Layman? Oh my gosh. I don't know.
It was Lottie Lehman. Good try.
Oh no. Oh no.
Great try, Rachel. We'll try again next time. Garrett, where were the majority of the Sherwood Forest scenes shot with William Keighley in the director's chair?
Oh, it's a park in LA, but I don't remember. Maybe it was San Diego, but I don't remember the name of it. I don't know. Crap.
Would anybody like to take it? It is Bidwell Park in Chico, California. Very close, Mr. McPherson. Very close. And that concludes round 1. Mallory has 5 points. Jamie has 6 points. Rachel has 3 points. And Garrett has 5 points. Don't worry, friends. It gets easier.
You sure
Up
about
next.
that?
Up next is round 2, in which the 4 contestants will be asked a total of 7 questions worth 2 points each. And if they are not able to answer the question within the 20-second time limit, the question can be stolen by another contestant through raising their hand. If the stolen question is correctly answered by another contestant, then they will receive 4 points for that one question. Are you ready, contestants?
Yeah, born ready.
I don't know.
Sure.
We don't know.
Let's do it.
Go for it.
Mallory, who won the Oscar for Best Actress at the 1951 Oscars over Gloria Swanson?
Oh gosh, it was like an upset because everybody was like, she should have, because it was somebody else that was also. Oh gosh, it was a whole thing because it wasn't all about Eve didn't win.
Would
Yeah.
someone like to take the question for Mallory?
No, don't you?
Yes, Jamie.
Was it Judy Holliday for Born Yesterday?
Oh, yes, it was.
Jamie gets 4 points.
I love Judy Holliday. Okay.
Okay, but let's be real. Probably not the performance over the other two who did a better. I'm gonna
Judy,
stand by my girl Gloria.
So deserved.
And up next, we have Miss Jamie Lee. Jamie, who was the MGM art director who also was responsible for designing the Oscar statuette?
See, I'm going to miss my own question. Was it Adrian or no?
Would someone like to take that question from Jamie? It was Cedric Gibbons.
I'm sorry,
Nobody
Cedric.
knows who
You
that
did
is.
great. You did great.
Love your
All
work.
right, up next is Rachel. Rachel, who announced that Julie Christie won over Julie Andrews at the 1966 Oscars?
Was it Rex Harrison?
Rachel gets 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. She is pulling herself up off the ground. Up next, we have Garrett. Garrett, who was the producer of The Adventures of Robin Hood, who won the Irving Thalberg Memorial Award at the 1939 Oscars.
I don't know.
Would someone like to take this from Garrett? No. It was Hal B. Wallace, ladies and gentlemen, the star maker Hal B. Wallace. Up next, Mallory. What member of the Sunset Boulevard artistic team was almost beaten to death by Nazis on the streets of Germany in the mid-1930s?
Billy Wilder?
Would someone like to take this question from Mallory? It was music composer Franz Waxman.
Oh, well.
Good try, Mallory. We were all rooting for you. Jamie, in 1928, Philip Barry and Katharine Hepburn met working on what Broadway play?
Oh, Holiday.
That is 2 points for Miss Jamie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. She is leading the chase at 12 points. Everybody else better step up. Rachel, what Hollywood studio held right of first refusal on all of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Broadway musicals?
It's going to be, is it 20th Century?
Yes, 20th Century Fox. That is another 2 points for Miss Rachel Lynn, ladies and gentlemen. Garrett, who was Claude Rains allegedly attempting to emulate by playing Prince John as tacitly homosexual?
I don't remember. I remember talking about it, but I don't remember who.
Would someone like to steal this question from Garrett? Yes, Rachel.
I might be so wrong, but is it Laurence Olivier?
Not completely.
Okay.
It was not at all, actually. It was Betty Davis.
Betty Davis!
Yes.
Hey!
Okay, I remember.
That's right. I forgot that was a thing.
Crap.
Yes. And Mallory,
No.
after seeing Sunset Boulevard, what Hollywood studio executive and mogul shouted at Billy Wilder, "You befouled your own nest. You should be kicked out of this country, you goddamn foreigner son of a bitch."
It was Louis B. Mayer, and he had the greatest response ever. In response to that, it was like, I directed the film. Like, go after yourself. It was amazing.
And that is 2 points for Miss Mallory Harwell, ladies and gentlemen. Up next, we have Jamie Lee. Jamie, what area of Philadelphia is the Philadelphia Story set?
I don't know, Ben. You tell me.
Would someone like to take this question from Jamie? And the answer is the Philadelphia Main Line or Villanova. Good try, Jamie. Up next, Rachel. When asked to direct Sound of Music, who told Ernest Lehman to find someone else to direct this kind of shit?
Was it Robert Wise?
Would someone like to steal this question from Rachel?
I knew it wasn't.
It was Gene Kelly.
Damn it, that's right. I knew it. I knew it was I'm mad at myself.
That is all right, Rachel. We're going to come back to you in just a little bit. Garrett, when asked by Flynn what they wanted out of life, who said, "I would like respect for difficult work well done"?
Olivia de Havilland?
And that is another 2 points for Garrett McPherson, ladies and gentlemen. Mallory, when working as a sketch artist at Paramount in the 1920s, Edith Head would wash out what article of Gloria Swanson's clothing every day?
Wasn't it her, stockings?
That is correct, Mallory. Mallory gets 2 more points, ladies and gentlemen, and has 9 points. Up next, Jamie. In what year did Katharine Hepburn leave her contract at RKO?
Oh, man. Was it 1938?
Jamie Lee gets 2 more points, ladies and gentlemen, and she has 14 points. Next, Rachel. Who suggested to Ernest Lehman that Julie Andrews would make the perfect Maria?
Was it Walt Disney? No. Nope. I'm just going to say Robert Wise again.
That is all right, Rachel. It was William Wyler, director of Ben-Hur, Mrs. Miniver, The Little Foxes. Anyway, Garrett, who was the fencing instructor brought in to train all actors on the set of The Adventures of Robin Hood?
Well, it wasn't Howard Hill, was it? Or Bubba?
Indeed, it was not.
Great. I don't know. Let's guess. I don't even have a guess. Somebody steal it.
Would someone like to take this question? It was Fred Cavins. Mallory, who was the resident comedy instructor at MGM beginning in the 1930s?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Would someone like to take this question?
Tom Smith.
There you go. Great
Yes,
answer.
Jamie, but no, sir.
Thank you.
It was Buster Keaton.
Oh darn it! I knew that. Oh, that's fine.
Jamie, Cary Grant made a whopping $100,000 on the Philadelphia story. Where did he donate his entire salary?
To the British War Relief Fund.
Amazing job, ladies and gentlemen. That is 2 more points for Miss Jamie Lee. And, Rachel, how much did head of 20th Century Fox, Spiro Skouras, pay for the film rights to The Sound of Music?
There's a bunch of numbers, and I'm trying to remember which number this is. Is it 125,000?
It was $1.25 million.
Great, different number. Different number.
Rachel hates me. I'm sorry.
Well, it's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I just don't know Julie.
I should have just stayed with questions about Julie Andrews, and you would have won the entire
No. That's on me. It's on me.
You caught her slipping. That's
It's not too late, Ben. Look up some pictures, some questions about Julie Andrews.
Okay.
I don't
Real
know
quick.
$25. It's fine. It's fine.
It's okay. I'll ask you questions about Buster Keaton. That'll make it easier.
Yes. Up next, Garrett McPherson. Garrett, which Hollywood actor played the same role in the 1922 Robin Hood, the 1938 The Adventures of Robin Hood, and the 1950 Rogues of Sherwood Forest, and what role did he play?
Well, I think the role is the Sheriff of Nottingham, but I don't remember the name. But it might be Little John.
It was Alan.
Little John might be the character. So I think it's Little John.
It was Alan Hale playing Little John. That is 1 point for Garrett McPherson for guessing Little John. Mallory,
Sorry.
Mallory, what 1948 Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett film was condemned on the floor of Congress?
Oh, we talked about this because it made everybody seem super lewd in the military, and it made the lounge singer more admirable than the congresswoman. And I can't remember the name, but I remember everything else about it.
Would someone like to take this from Mallory?
Now that I've given you context clues.
It is A Foreign Affair with Marlene Dietrich. Next, Jamie. What was the name of the house where Helen Hope Montgomery Scott, the real Tracy Lord, lived?
It was like, oh man, does it start with an A?
Yes, it does.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to come up with this. It's not Avonlea like in Anne of Green Gables, is it?
Would someone like to take this question from Jamie?
You gotta guess like a random A, like Albringham, Abbotsford. Like you just gotta.
Arundel.
Or Ardrossan,
Oh,
like the real name.
Of course.
Of course, Ardrossan. Rachel, who did American motion picture and music executive Martin Melcher want to play Maria?
Doris Day, because that's his wife.
Rachel gets 2 points, ladies and gentlemen. 2 points for Miss Rachel Lind. And Rachel has 9 points now. Amazing job, Rachel. And up next is Garrett. Garrett, who said that the Adventures of Robin Hood saved their life?
Errol Flynn?
Would anybody like to take this question from Garrett?
I think it actually led to him being a raging alcoholic, so that was probably a bad guess.
yeah. So maybe not.
Eric Wolfgang Korngold, who wrote the music. Up next is Mallory. Mallory, who said there's nothing like tile for a tango?
Oh, that I would assume it would be Norma Desmond when they're having that ballroom scene on New Year's.
She did say that, but do you remember where she heard it first?
Oh, well, then you didn't specify. I gave you who said it in the film. She did mention somebody said it. I couldn't tell you who.
Would somebody like to take this question from Mallory? It was Rudolph Valentino.
And they also didn't dance a tango. It was very much not a tango, and it still bothers me to this day.
Flippin' walls. Jamie, who played Dinah in the Philadelphia Story on Broadway?
Was it Ann Baxter?
That's another 2 points for Miss Jamie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. And next, Rachel. What Broadway theater did the original Broadway production of Sound of Music premiere at?
That'd be the Lunt-Fontanne Theater.
Yes, another 2 points for Miss Rachel Lynn, ladies and gentlemen.
That pronunciation, though. Okay.
Yeah, real impressed.
The Lunt-Fontanne.
Garrett, on one particular hunting excursion of Flynn's and Howard Hills, Flynn reportedly shot and killed what large wild animal?
A mountain lion?
Yes, Mallory, do you have something to say?
I think it's supposed to be like a bobcat or a wildcat, wasn't it?
That's 4 points for Miss Mallory.
Oh, so close.
He apparently like stabbed it and like the heart came out. It was like a whole thing.
Oh, yeah, it definitely happened.
All right, next question is for Miss Mallory Harwell. Mallory, what waxwork played Jesus Christ in the 1925 Ben-Hur?
Oh, I think it starts with an H. I think maybe, but I don't remember.
Would someone like to take this question from Mallory?
Oh, I don't know.
It was H.B. Warner.
I got one letter. I'll take that.
You did. Good for you. Jamie, what is Martin Scorsese's favorite film of Ruth Hussey's?
Oh, no. What a curveball.
Now you have the hard
oh, my
question.
gosh. We talked about this. It was like The Uninvited or something.
And that is another 2 points for Miss Jamie Lee, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that was lucky.
Very impressive.
I am very impressed, Jamie. All right, next, Rachel. Who is the Hollywood producer that put Sound of Music into production at 20th Century Fox after it had sat on this shelf for several years?
Is it Richard Zanuck?
And that is 2 more points for Miss Rachel Lynn, ladies and gentlemen. Good job, Rachel. And Garrett, what was the name of the English actor originally brought to Warner Brothers to threaten Errol Flynn? And what role did he play in The Adventures of Robin Hood?
Oh, I don't remember his name, but he played Will Scarlet.
That is 1 point for Garrett McPherson, ladies and gentlemen. That was Patrick Knowles who played Will Scarlet. And that concludes round 2 of the Hollywood Babylonians game night. Leading us, we have Jamie Lee with 20 points. We have Rachel Lynn with 13 points. We have Mallory Harwell tied with another 13 points. And we have Garrett McPherson at 9 points.
I fell off. I was doing better.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
And now, round 3. Round 3 of the Hollywood Babylonians game night will consist of one essay question for each of our contestants, in which they will have 1 minute to answer each of the questions with at least one complete sentence. Each question is worth 3 points apiece. If the contestant cannot answer in the given time, the question can be stolen through a fellow contestant raising their hand. If the fellow contestant answers correctly, they will receive 6 points. Contestants, are you ready?
Sure. Let me get out my blue book so I can write the essay out and be ready to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody is extremely discouraged because obviously somebody did not read the email that I sent to them.
Yeah, to be fair, everybody had like 12 pages of notes to memorize, and that's a lot.
I'm such a little bad boy. Okay, so next, Mallory, how does the film Sunset Boulevard demonstrate the effects of exploitation on Hollywood stars?
Okay, so this is going to be way more than one sentence. Sorry. It drives... you see it in the deterioration of Norma. She begins as like a regular, like well-adjusted, like hardworking actress, and as she ages and people start to like devalue her. She keeps pressing harder to still be seen as like a human being, and keeps being rejected and rejected. And she becomes this vain monster that like her own image takes over her own life because of the star system that was put in place, which ends in a murder and like a person destroyed. And everybody's just really far worse off just by interacting with the whole Hollywood system.
That is 3 points for Miss Mallory Harware, ladies and gentlemen. Up next is Jamie. Jamie, why was the Philadelphia story considered a comeback for Katharine Hepburn?
What a great question, Benjamin. So Katharine Hepburn had been, like at her beginnings, she was so loved for being unique and different, I think, and not being this pretty, like trying to please everyone type of actress. But she kind of fell out of everyone's like top choices, and then had to deal with this article that came out that I feel like you're going to question me about later. But all of this kind of just like she could have easily fizzled out into the distance. And instead, she was able to draw upon this connection she had with Philip Barry. And he, benefited as well from this relationship. And they together wrote the Philadelphia story. And it became a huge success. I think because it was clear that like it was also written for her, like it was a vehicle for her. I don't know if that answers the question.
That is another 3 points for Miss Jamie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome job, Jamie. Rachel, how does director Robert Wise use nuance to enhance the effectiveness of Sound of Music?
Well, like that was the biggest thing that people kept commenting, like not like a lot of people when they first were talking about bringing Sound of Music to from Broadway to film, is that it was too saccharine. Like Julie Andrews talks about it in her book a lot, that it was like just like they didn't feel like it was serious enough for like a story about a family that had to run away from the Nazis. So he used, if I'm remembering correctly, they worked a lot with like lighting scenery, really making the intimate moments and not so much like trying to ground everything, to try to make it less saccharine and really focus on the relationships in the heart of the story. But yeah, it was like basically they were trying to take the saccharine out of everything and make it more like, as Christopher Plummer and Julie Andrews talked about, like focusing on like the relationship and like the, not just that we're just breaking into song. It was, we want to basically it's like making the dialogue so that it transitions right into song and not like we're just randomly singing.
That is 3 points for Miss Rachel Lynn, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic job. And last, Garrett McPherson. Garrett, why was William Keighley replaced as director by Michael Curtiz on The Adventures of Robin Hood?
Oh, no. Oh, gosh. I don't remember. I'm not going to break 10 points on this game.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You go ahead. You still have time.
You can steal it.
Give him another question.
I don't know.
Give him another question, Ben.
I feel so
Garrett,
bad.
No, don't feel bad. Garrett, explain to us how 3-strip Technicolor works.
Oh, gosh. 3-strip color, I'm pretty sure has to do with you've got 3 different sets of film that are each filming in, they're oversaturated with a specific color, I think. So I think you have one that's red and maybe one that's blue, and then I don't remember what the middle one is, but you overlap them, and that's what gives it like it's very vibrant colors. But it's allows you basically, you're filming in 3 different colors and then you overlap everything, and that's what makes the film come alive like that. I hope.
That is 3 points for Garrett McPherson, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go.
Awesome job, Garrett.
So not for points, but I was just to clarify, because I'm pretty sure wasn't it an issue between like he was like filming everything and it was like too fancy, and like there was the action scenes weren't like actiony enough, and wasn't like that was the big issue between, like I just wanted to clarify. That's the reason.
Somebody has listened to our podcast. So
That wasn't for points or like no one off you. I just wanted to
You just
confirm.
want bonus points.
No, I said not for points. I just wanted to clarify. I thought that's what happened.
Was moving too slow, and he was the executives at the studio thought that it was too like high school Shakespearean, and it was taking too much time. So that's why they got Michael Curtiz in, who was successful at directing every picture. He directed like Mildred Pierce, Adventures of Robin Hood. He directed White Christmas. All were massive box office successes, and it was because he just get in there and get the movie done, no matter who got hurt. So, which is perfectly fine, Garrett. I am very impressed that you knew, like, it's red, blue, and green.
Okay. I knew it was green or yellow. I just couldn't remember that middle one. So
fantastic job, my 4 contestants. Fantastic job. And that concludes round 3 with Jamie Lee in the lead with 23 points. Mallory and Rachel still tying at 16 points. We'll see who rips the other's face off first.
You can go ahead. Rip my face.
No, you
Garrett.
can be mine.
And then Garrett's still trailing behind everybody else with just 12 points.
Wow. It's 1 point of difference. You still got it.
You know he's gonna win it all, though.
Mm-hmm. All like the big pointers are coming up.
And now for our final round of the Hollywood Babylonians game night. For round 4 of the Hollywood Babylonians game night, all questions are open to be answered by any of our 4 contestants. After hearing the question, the contestant can then raise their hand to answer. And the first contestant to answer the correct answer. See, I didn't write this well at all. Let me start over.
Answer the correct answer.
What answer you choose?
Sorry. I was originally going to have you guys text in, and that's what I wrote down. And I'm like, no, that's not what we're doing. And now for our final round of the Hollywood Babylonians game night. For round 4 of the Hollywood Babylonians game night, all questions are open to be answered by any of our 4 contestants. After the hearing the question, the contestants can then raise their hand to answer the question. The first contestant to raise their hand gets to answer that question. Each question will have a 30-second time limit and will have 3 points awarded to the person who can answer it correctly. Are you ready, contestants?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
No, I'm going to be more positive this time. I wasn't positive last round and it messed me up. So we're going to, I am pumped.
I have crushed everybody's spirit, but that's okay. Okay. Who? Now get ready. You gotta get your mouse on those toggles.
Okay.
Okay.
Who was the love interest that Errol Flynn and Michael Curtiz held in common?
Oh,
Yes,
Maid
Garrett.
Marian.
Would someone like to take that question from
crap.
Garrett? Possibly give it the right answer? Yes. I saw Rachel first.
Yeah,
Yes,
Rachel, go
Rachel?
ahead.
Is it the actress Olivia de Havilland?
That is incorrect. Mallory,
Wasn't
do
it?
you know?
That was my guess. I thought that
It wasn't the nurse, was it?
It was Lily Demita, who was
Oh.
married to Errol
Oh,
Flynn.
crap.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Who almost drowned when falling out of a boat during the making of The Sound of Music? 3 people at once. All right.
No,
Mallory?
it was totally Rachel first.
Go.
It was
No, it's okay.
Rachel. Rachel.
It's your one. Yeah.
No, it's okay. I was like, I saw all of us at the same time, and I was like, I think it was Mallory.
No, it's
It was
okay.
actually-
You take it.
It was actually
What?
like it was actually supposed to be Gretel.
Yes. Who played Gretel?
Well, that I'm
You only asked the character.
Kim Krath.
Kim Graff. Yes, Rachel. That is another 3 points. Amazing job.
Nice.
All right. And what 1932 play did Philip Barry write about Katharine Hepburn other than the Philadelphia Story?
Oh no, Ben! Why would you do this? No.
This is a guess, but is it Bringing Up Baby? Okay. Thanks, Jamie.
She can answer that. He's the host now.
You know?
Oh my gosh! I'm gonna flip the table.
Leslie Howard fired her from the Broadway production.
I don't know.
It was The Animal Kingdom.
No, that wasn't my guess anyway.
All right. And next question. What 1924 film held a 9-hour runtime that labeled Erich von Stroheim a mad genius and gave him a bad reputation in Hollywood?
Oh, I don't remember. It was so.
It's a terrible vice. Nobody wants to have this vice. And the answer is greed.
Dang
I went
it.
through the 7 deadly sins in my brain.
We
Couldn't
should have
remember that.
guessed. We know the vice. Yeah.
Yeah,
You guys are
should have just all picked one.
I was going to
Nobody's having
shout
fun
out
anymore.
Gluttony.
I've ruined this game for everybody.
No, this is fun.
Everybody, we're just gonna start throwing out random answers whenever he gives us something. Just throw one out.
My greatest fear
Yes,
of being
okay,
like,
done.
do I really love old movies? Because I don't feel like I know very much. Well, it's been exposed this evening. So
I know. I was like, they're gonna think I'm a fake.
I'm a hack and a
I can't
fraud.
answer.
So maybe multiple choice would be an easier option in the future.
Maybe.
this is really fun though.
Or
I'll
we could,
throw a few of those in there next time.
or
All
maybe
right.
we can
Just
just
a
go
couple.
better.
We
Next
can step up our
question.
game.
Who designed the costumes for The Adventures of Robin Hood? Yes, Rachel.
I might be so wrong. It might be Edith Head.
Would someone like to take this question from Rachel?
That was going to be my guess, too.
Yeah.
It was Milo Anderson.
Oh,
Not even.
because there's a whole thing about a girls' school. I remember reading that.
I was
then.
going to guess
Never mind.
Sally Lynn
Way to
Atkins.
go, Milo. You did great.
Yeah.
Oh, Milo.
And
Yeah,
Milo,
that is a good guess. I don't think she was around then.
I was gonna say, I think I'm wrong era, but we're throwing things out at this point.
We
That's
are.
right. That's right.
And fun fact, Milo is connected to the Philadelphia story because he was in a threesome with a boyfriend and Adrian,
Oh.
which
Oh.
is one reason he was hired at Warner Brothers. Anyway, what catastrophic 1963 film almost ran 20th Century Fox into the ground as it took 4 years to make and went $40 million over budget? Yes, Rachel.
Cleopatra.
Yes! That's another 3 points for Rachel.
Yeah,
ladies.
yeah.
3 points.
Nice.
We're like, we know that one.
We knew that one.
And now get ready. Everybody's going to have to
Great.
get ready. Who won an Oscar for their performance in the Philadelphia story?
Jimmy Stewart.
Dang it.
Yes! Garrett gets another 3 points. Awesome job.
I knew that one.
All right.
Garrett.
You ready for the next question? What Hollywood director suggested to Billy Wilder and Charles Brackett that they use Gloria Swanson to play the role of Norma Desmond?
Oh, I just was like, I don't need to know this, and I didn't read it.
They were having tea in his garden.
Yeah.
The answer is George
Ah.
Cukor.
Oh,
That's what 2 tonight. Like,
No.
I'm not. I need to step up my game. I'm going to quickly
Not George
fall
Cukor.
behind.
George Cukor. What new visual technological process was used on The Adventures of Robin Hood?
3-strip Technicolor.
Yes, sir. And that is another 3 points for Garrett. Garrett's coming to eat your lunch, ladies. and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
he's got it.
I'm stealing from the rich and giving to the poor.
Way to bring it home.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Bringing it back. Bringing
Oh.
it back.
And next question. Now get your fingers on get those hot little sticky hands on your toggles.
Yeah, I'm not doing good at that.
At what Broadway show did Walt Disney first approach Julie Andrews about playing Mary Poppins? Yes, Rachel.
Camelot.
Yes, that's another 3 points for Miss Rachel Lynn, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And who was the talent agent that first brought Katharine Hepburn out to Hollywood?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes, Jamie.
Was it Myron Selznick?
Yes, that's another 3
Yes.
points for Miss Jamie Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Awesome job, Jamie. Who left Austria on the same day as the Trapp family singers?
Garrett, go.
What's his name? It's Dude. It's Dude. We talked about him earlier. It was Guy. The music guy.
The music man.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it was Mallory. It was for your question. Oh my gosh, what's his name?
Oh, crap.
We'll get this as a team, guys.
Wait.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they said it was the same guy. No, it wasn't.
It was Robin Hood.
It wasn't your question, Mallory. It was the Robin Hood. It was the
Robin
guy
Hood.
who
It's your
saved-
question.
It saved
I didn't know
blood.
it,
was
so-
whenever he saved
Yes.
It was
Oh.
Wolfgang Korngold's son,
blood.
which we said in the episode. Next question. The occupants of the Philadelphia Main Line in the Philadelphia story are known as the WASP Society. What does WASP stand for? Everybody at once.
Yeah.
Everybody at once. Do you all want to answer at the same time, and then I'll
We
give you...
should
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure.
what does it stand for?
do a countdown for us.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
White,
White,
Anglo-Saxon, Protestant.
Hooray! And that is 3 points for everybody.
If we all do it.
involved. Good job. Way to work as a team.
Fun fact: I killed a wasp earlier this
Yes,
week.
you did.
You did.
wait,
I
like
did.
a
And not
person?
a person was.
You didn't kill a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant?
There's plenty of those in Atlanta, I'll tell you what.
What film star did Charles Brackett and Billy Wilder first approach to play Norma Desmond? Yes,
Oh,
Mallory.
who was first though? They did like 6 different people. It was either Mae West, Pola Negri, Greta Garbo, or Mary Pickford. It was one of them.
Nobody gets the point. It was Greta Garbo. Aw, too bad. Next
Too
question.
bad.
Too bad. I'm on fire tonight, aren't I? Who was the first studio head to use the 3-strip Technicolor process on a short film entitled Flowers and Trees?
Walt Disney.
Yes, that is 3 points to Mr. Garrett McPherson. Who played the original Maria Von Trapp in the Broadway production of The Sound of Music? Yes, Rachel.
Mary Martin.
Yes. When Katharine Hepburn first arrived at RKO Studios to film her first major motion picture, A Bill of Divorcement, what did one studio executive say she looked like? Just the meanest thing that you can think of.
Well, that's a lot.
A cross between a horse and a monkey.
Oh,
Jeez.
That's so sad.
Wow.
I think
That's
it's
mean.
so mean that I blocked it out from my memory when we
Yeah.
talked about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Those wasp males running the studios.
Jamie killed one earlier.
That's the one she killed.
Jamie
Killed the one who said that.
Yeah. He's already dead. She reanimated him and killed him again. Where did Charles Brackett attend law school? Yes, Rachel.
I'm gonna guess Harvard.
Yes, Rachel gets
Wait, really?
That was one of mine. Yeah, and I totally wasn't paying.
All right. See if you can get the next one. Who were the 2 men that directed The Adventures of Robin Hood?
You said it at the beginning.
That was a question.
We've
That was
said
a
their
question
names
earlier.
before. Yeah, and I've already forgotten their names. It took me 10 minutes.
So there was a controversy. You
Yeah.
explained the question, Mallory.
I did, and I can't remember the names. It took me 10 minutes, and it left my brain.
Let's veto this question. We don't
Yeah.
want it.
We don't
Get
want
outta
it.
here.
There's more of us than there are of you.
We're ganging up.
They're going to gang up and kill this wasp. I tell you, it was William Keighley and Michael Curtiz.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay. Oh, now get ready. Name at least 3 other men besides Christopher Plummer that were considered for the role of Captain Von Trapp.
I know one, Yul Brynner.
Great.
But it was another like big movie star guy that was.
It was. Okay, so it was Yul Brynner, Rex Harrison, Bing Crosby, and David Niven.
Bing Crosby. That was the big guy. I
Oh,
couldn't remember.
1 to Rachel and 1 to Garrett. Great job.
No, that was Jamie. Jamie said Rex Harrison.
I was gonna let it go, but
I'm not. Jamie, I see you.
thanks, girl.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you.
You deserve
Okay,
your credit.
okay. You got this. Okay. Name at least 1 film that was not shot in Technicolor because David O. Selznick was using all 24 Technicolor cameras to shoot Gone with the Wind. It has to do with the French court.
Oh, Scarlet Pimpernel.
One of them
French
was
court.
Marie Antoinette,
Oh.
and
Oh.
Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, darn it.
Okay, you might know this one, so get ready. Jack Webb played Artie in Sunset Boulevard. What other famous television series is Jack Webb known for? Yes, Garrett.
Gunsmoke.
Bum, bottom, bum.
See, I thought I knew, and then you did that. Now I don't know.
Oh my God.
Never mind.
It's a big Western.
I know. I have
Western
another
Western.
Western. I know.
Volunteer. I don't think any of us have one.
Bonanza?
Go for it.
It was a crime
Oh.
procedural.
In the criminal justice
I'm
system.
gonna start guessing crime procedural.
Is it Law and Order?
Yeah, SVU.
Almost. The answer is Dragnet.
Oh.
Man, what a drag. We missed that
Man.
one.
Oh no.
What a drag.
Okay. What was Errol Flynn's first film with Olivia de Havilland?
Charge of the Light Brigade.
It was Captain
Oh.
Blood. But
That was my other
Oh,
guess.
the one that everybody else
That
worked
was my
on.
other guess.
Where is, okay, get ready. Where is the Trapp Family Lodge located? You all want to say it at the same time? Because you all came in at the same time.
It's
I might be
Vermont.
really wrong and it'll be funny if we all say it.
Garrett's still pressing that toggle button.
He really wants to answer.
Okay, I saw Garrett first. So Garrett
Garrett
goes
It's
was
Vermont.
first, yeah.
yes, but can you tell me what city
Oh.
in Vermont?
No.
She's aggressively like, yes.
I know this city. It's Stowe. It's Stowe, Vermont.
Yes.
Oh.
Great job, Rachel. Great job. That is another 3 points for Miss Rachel Lind. And Rachel, not Rachel. Where did Katharine Hepburn's family live?
Oh,
Yes,
oh my
Jamie.
gosh. It was like Fenwick or something. Is that right? Or is it close?
Fenwick. What state?
What?
What state?
State, Pennsylvania,
Connecticut.
Yes, Garrett.
Connecticut?
Yes, Fenwick, Connecticut. I don't know who to give points to anymore because you guys just answer on top of
I
each other.
feel like
Yeah.
we should split it. Like we each get a point.
There you go.
Okay.
Does that
Yeah.
work?
That's 1 point for Jamie Lee, 1 point for Garrett McPherson. All right. And now for our last question. Finally, of the evening. Who fell at Gloria Swanson's feet and kissed the hem of her dress after seeing Sunset Boulevard for the first time?
I just went over this. Oh. This is a whole thing, and kissed the hem of the dress because everybody was hooing and hawing about how great a job she did.
Well, that's not BS.
No, it's. I should know.
Can we
The end.
collectively ask for a hint?
Sure. I
You
just
just
gave
said
you
Barbara
one. That's not
Steinway?
BS.
No, it's the initials are BS because he
Barbara
just gave
Steinway.
Stanwyck.
Stanway, sorry.
But, yeah, that's
Okay,
okay.
I'm sorry, my pronunciation was wrong because I'm flustered. Excuse me.
That is 3 more points for Mallory Harwell, ladies and gentlemen. And that concludes tonight's questions. In 4th place, we have Mallory Harwell with 22 points. In 3rd place, we have Garrett with 26 points. In 2nd place, we have Jamie with 30 points. And the winner of tonight's Hollywood Babylonians game night with 38 points is Miss Rachel Lynn. Congratulations, Rachel. We are so proud of
Wow. Bottom
Okay,
of the
so-
barrel.
It came back. Came back with a vengeance.
Did.
She pulled herself up
An
by
acceptance speech.
pulled herself up by her
Yeah.
bootstraps and massacred these 4 other wasps. She let us have it.
Let it be known I also am the waspiest wasp.
Thank you for joining us this evening on the very first Hollywood Babylonians game night with our 4 contestants, Mallory Harwell, Jamie Lee, Rachel Lind, and Garrett McPherson. Be sure to join us next week as we discuss a nuclear black comedy by the great Mr. Stanley Kubrick. Until next time, be sure to cinematically scintillate and go out and watch a classic movie. This has been your happy Hollywood history host, Mr. Ben Burke, saying good night. You have been listening to the Hollywood Babylonians. The Hollywood Babylonians is produced, hosted, edited, and written by Ben Burke, and audio engineering by Andrew Davis, artwork by Jamie Lee and Ben Burke. If you liked what you heard today, be sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at the Hollywood Babylonians for more Hollywood Babylonians content. Tune in next time as we explore another film from the golden age of Hollywood and the history behind it. Thank you for listening and have a good night.